Autoline on the Road from CES is brought to you by Mitsubishi Electric, make the move to mobility, Magna, science fiction thinking, automotive reality, and by Bosch, invented for life.
Benoit Jacob is the head of design for a new startup called Byton. He's no stranger to the industry. You've got a lot of experience. What an exciting time, though, to be able to create a car from scratch.
It is. We started just a year ago. We decided to go for a bit of adventure, and I must say that we do not regret it. This has been good fun to work on our very first project, the Byton concept.
Let's open the door because everyone's talking about the giant screen that you have on the inside.
Before we open the door, you see that there's no door handle.
No door handle.
I actually have no key in my pocket. This car will basically recognize me. This is like a sensor that we're going to pre-activate the lock. We're going to press that, and then basically, then I can grab the door. And what I can actually see is like what technology do to make the car of the design better or cleaner.
Mm-hmm. And now you got to talk about this gigantic screen inside. I've never seen anything like this in a car before.
Yes, this is where we believe like it is meaningful to bring some time like innovation. We want before designing a car, designing like the way people are gonna move in the future. And upcoming autonomous mobility gives us some chance and opportunities in such a way that people may use their time in a much more meaningful manner than just steering the car. They will be able to walk, they will be able to relax, they will be able to also entertain. So this is basically, the screen is basically like here to deliver all these possible scenarios, future use case, digital content, and all idea around the interior design is to basically like stage this digital content.
Mm-hmm. And I love this little touch too in the door handle. You've got a docking station for phones, charging station.
Yeah, of course, we have to also design freedom, and in such a way, some people will have different preference in the way they interact with the car. They will want to probably control it over gesture or by voice, but also physically, and it could be also with bring your own device, so that what we're designing is like many different possibilities.
Mm-hmm. Okay, let's talk about the exterior a little bit. You pointed out that there's no door handles. I also noticed no rear view mirrors. You've got cameras instead. Will you take that into production?
That will be in some countries and some states legally possible. And we don't have to put it at the traditional position. It can be integrated into a different position. And we believe like it can add also a very high-tech touch to the overall design.
Mm-hmm. Tell us more about the styling design. What kind of form language you wanted to create with this car?
First, what we wanted to do is not something that typically looks or has to look like an electric car. It is an EV, but does not especially have this EV look. We wanted to have a car which has like stunning proportions, a very good stance, a car that also inspires you trust, something that you can really believe in. And of course that reflects into the long wheelbase, the big wheels, and of course a very generous surfacing. So these are like very academic proportions, I must say. Like we didn't want it to reinvent the wheel, so to say. But we had a touch of, let's say, future, like into the many details that you see all around the car, such as the camera, as you mentioned.
Yeah. Okay, when might we see this in production?
This car is of course extremely close from the production car. We're just like getting it finished just now in the development. This is not show business. This is really like reality. We still adapt a few things when it comes to feasibility, and the car gonna hit the street by end of 2019.
Oh, very soon. A little over a year away. And what kind of range might it have?
The range will be around 450 kilometers, which is anyway like the minimum expectation now, like of anyone when it comes to electric mobility.
That's right. And price? What are you shooting for on price?
This will be like below 300,000 RMB, which is, as of today, like around $45,000 for the base car.
Wow, that's impressive. $45,000 for this. And I got to believe, Benoit, that when you went to Byton here, it wasn't just to do one car. I've got to imagine that you're coming up with a whole family of vehicles.
Of course. We're working also for a sustainable business, so to say, and we are also very business driven. even in the design department. And we work, of course, on the whole family. We've been engineering this car, not only considering this very first generation, but the platform and the scaling possibilities that a full generation of cars should basically offer. We don't want to re-engineer the next car a second time.
Yeah, exactly right. Well, thanks so much for your time today. Very interesting what you're doing here at Byton.
My pleasure.
Thanks, Benoit.
Bye-bye.
At Magna, we take the word impossible as a challenge. Whether it's autonomy, electrification, new mobility, or beyond, we make the impossible possible every day. Magna, science fiction thinking, automotive reality. Visit us in Las Vegas at CES.